Boom. How we doing this morning? How we doing? Let me stop this. Stop. Good morning, everybody. Good morning.
Good morning.
How we doing? Good to see you.
Good.
Andre, how you doing? Good to see you, man. Levi, good morning, man. Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good to see you, Randy.
Good to see you. Good to see you. I know Dan Hill's going to be in here shortly. He's been plugging in as well. So you guys got a good little group there, man.
Yeah, he invited me to the call, so I hope, thanks for the invite.
Yeah, my pleasure. My pleasure. Good to see everybody this morning. So we're going to get rolling. What I'd like to start with, Levi, first of all, thanks for being on the call. We do this every Thursday. We've had, including yourself, some real rock stars, some real shaker and movers on the call. Everything from Gene Frederick and Brent to, to Nick and to just, you name it. We've had some great guests on here that have added a lot of value, and we record this portion. So we can go back, they could watch this, get some inspiration from you, get some ideas. And so what I'm going to ask you to do, and I know it's probably embarrassing, but I want you to brag on yourself. By the way, you're my girlfriend's favorite speaker of all time because of Cabo. She's like, I just love Levi. And so you've got a fan club already automatically. But what I'd like to do, and we'll likely have people jumping on here as we progress over the next half hour, but we're gonna record this portion, and then we're gonna stop the recording as we make live dials for obvious reasons. Jackie, good morning. Good to see you too, man. We got some horsepower in this call this morning.
Good morning.
So with that, Levi, do me a favor. I'm asking you to brag on yourself. I'm asking you to, let us know your journey. And some of the people don't know you as well, but do me a favor and, I'm giving you permission. Please brag on yourself a little bit. Tell us about you. Tell us your story. And we might even ask you to tell your story that you told in Cabo.
Well, yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me. Thank you for inviting me to the call. It's a pleasure to be here. Good to see my partner in crime, my brother, Andre.
That's
Andre
right.
LaFountain is on here as well.
He just updated his numbers too. Did you just go bam? I saw that.
I love it, man. I love it.
Yeah, that's automatically on there from, I guess, the beta calls.
Yeah.
So yeah, I updated them. I thought we were.
I love it. I know they're there from the beta calls, but you just updated. I was looking.
That's cool. That's cool.
Well done. Well done.
Yeah, for sure. But I don't brag or talk about myself a lot, so I guess this is an opportunity here. But no, I've been licensed since 2006. Been in the market, been an agent since 2006. When I got my license originally, I never really meant to be a real estate agent. My goal was to represent myself as an investor when I bought and sold properties. And that's what I did. I always kind of knew I wanted to be in real estate. And I started off by wholesaling some properties and flipping some homes. And the market crashed. It kind of felt, I ain't gonna say it felt like it feels now, but market crashed. And I was a kid with a property, and I was still staying at home with my mom, and I was facing foreclosure. It was one of those houses that I was gonna make a big commission on, a big deal on it. And really, I probably shouldn't.
Dollars, right? You were counting dollars.
I was counting them before they were there, and I shouldn't have had the loan anyway. Shouldn't have been able to buy the property. That's when they was giving you money just because you said you was gonna make a certain amount on the deal. It was stated, but anyway, ended up going through the short sale process, and that's when it was kind of fairly new, and everybody was figuring it out. And because I went through that process, I learned it inside and out, and that's how I started using my real estate license. So I started using my real estate license to help other homeowners avoid foreclosure by utilizing the short sale process. And that's how I became an agent. So was doing that, and and my investor skill kicked back in again. So it got to the point to where we was consulting with homeowners, helping them avoid foreclosure, really helping people get through loan modifications and help people stay in their homes. And in certain situations, they were not able to do that. So that allowed us to have a traditional listing or to flip short sales.
Yeah.
So we was actually putting together these packages, and if it's something that we like, we would submit the package with the offer, and we would flip the short sale. And I did that for a while, but I was working a full-time job at the same time because those processes were taking a very long time to close. So I was
Yeah, they
hitting
were.
big licks, but they were very far and few between.
What was your longest escrow on a short sale?
Man, I think 2 years.
I had one that was 2 years. It's
I
just
think 2 years.
crazy,
It was crazy.
right?
It
To
was
think
crazy.
that we're chugging along for 2 years on a transaction, and the agents nowadays are like, these are taking forever. This is like 60-day escrow. I'm like, yeah,
Mhm.
just, you know,
It was 2 years,
we've
and
got
it was
battle wounds.
yeah. It's so crazy. I actually went to that client's house and had Thanksgiving dinner with them one year, the second year.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah, it was crazy.
So
But
when did you enter real estate, Levi?
so I entered real estate officially in 2006, but I really say that I started my career as an agent in 2014.
Okay.
I worked a part-time job at Verizon for 8 years, and I got to the point where I got tired of just driving to that job. I felt like I was driving to jail every day. And when my wife and I had our first kid together, I said, you know what, I'm just going to step out on faith. And I literally stepped out on faith and I started selling houses. So when I was supposed to be on paternity leave, and I was supposed to be at home with her, I was out in these streets. I was selling houses, showing houses.
And you said you were with Verizon for years?
Yes, for 8 years.
Just a short story. When I first got into real estate in 2003, one of the very first people I met in Redding, California, was the salesman at Verizon. And I've been friends with him ever since 2003. And it went through the ranks to, little manager, general manager, regional manager, ended up running the whole region.
Mhm.
And I saw his name in my back office last couple months ago. And he
Wow.
joined my organization, and he literally, not under me, I think it was Russ, but the bottom line is you never know when these relationships are going to circle back around, right?
Yeah.
I
So many great real estate agents that I know came from the cell phone industry.
100%,
or the retail industry.
100%, because that's a sales posture that is a very well-trained skill, right? And
Yep.
they really go together. So started and I want to take people through a little path of your journey. So you got licensed in 06, but you really started in 2014, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
So when did you join EXP?
So fast forward to 2018
Okay.
is when I joined EXP.
Okay, awesome.
But prior to that, I was with a brokerage, and that's where I met Andre. And that was really where I understood the fundamentals of being in business, and that's why I learned that, okay, we got to be able to generate a whole bunch of opportunities.
Yeah.
We got to find a way to generate a bunch of opportunities. We got to find a way to make the right offers to people, to communicate to them differently than everybody else. And then we have to be able to, so we can cherry pick those people that we want to deal with, and then have a system that we can put everybody else in, so they can continuously be massaged until they're ready, or until we're ready. Because in this industry, the reason that I couldn't sell a lot of houses when I didn't have the right guidance is because I was going from transaction to transaction. I can handle 3 to 5 people at one time. I didn't have a system, a process, or nothing in place. So that's that part of my life was really a huge hill to get over, because I understood what this whole thing was all about. And it's not just real estate, but business in general. Like generating as many contacts as you can, maximizing the commissions that you make per transaction, and then being able to put them in a system to where you can constantly massage them and make them a part of your sphere of influence. That's what I learned in that period. So fast forward, joined EXP in 2018. And when I saw that opportunity, Dan Hillsman was the one who initially presented it to me. And I what they say, once you see it, you can't unsee it.
That's right. And Dan's a powerhouse. We see Dan's face up there in the Zoom now. So I love the story, and so you connected with this team in 2018. How did you originally start building your organization? What did that look like for you? What mindset were you? And I think that's where the rubber is going to hit the road for people on the call to understand
Yeah,
what you went through, what was the journey, and maybe along the way, you know, what nuggets did you find?
absolutely. So, and you just said it. It's about a mindset. It's about a mindset. It's that mindset that each and every one of us on this call have, simply because we're on this call. But when I joined the company, it wasn't because I wanted to start building an organization. When I joined the company, it was because um, my money was being messed with at the
Yeah.
place that I was at.
Yeah.
So I had to make a decision to try to find another brokerage. I was just looking for somewhere else to hang my license. And what attracted me initially to EXP was the ownership aspect of it. Not because I was this great stock guru and I knew I needed to be able to invest money and have ownership in something. It's because the stock reminded me of that stock that I got in my 401k account when I was selling phones at Verizon.
I love that. So pause for a minute, because I think this is important for people to hear, because too many times we lead with our agenda or what we think they need in their business. But I think
Mhm.
that's why, you know, we talk about staying in curiosity, is because what attracts you to the model is not what attracts Dan or Randy or Kirsty or Michael to the model, right? It's
Right.
everybody's got a different attraction. So if they would have went down one particular conduit, it may be impossible to turn around, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you just kind of, and it may be hard for you to really, I know they always tell us to ask questions, dive deep, ask questions and dive deep. You may not, it's certain information you can't get just from having one conversation with somebody
Yeah,
or
totally.
one interaction. It's about building a relationship so that you can eventually help that person see that, hey, this is something that can solve this problem for you. And this is the problem that person may not even know that they have that problem. You got to talk about it and dig and find it.
That's so big. We talk about needs analysis all the time. And I know we've never connected on this call, but we say the same things every week, is like, stop pushing your agenda on them and get out of the what's your retirement strategy posture necessarily on the first
Right.
call. Really to get into an 80-20 or a 90-10 conversation, meaning they're talking 90% of the time, you're talking 10, which is typically questions to dig deep. And it sounds wrong to say it's a needs analysis, like you're trying to find the secrets to poke them in the ribs and identify their problems. Sometimes they don't even know they have them. But if we're really going to be a servant to them and really want to be partnering with them to a place to help and grow and fix their business, we need to know what those are, right? It's not arsenal. It's not misleaded tactics. It's just truth. It's if they
That's
have
it.
a time situation, we might be able to provide help with that. If they have a money situation, a leverage system, whatever it may be.
Yeah,
And so,
absolutely.
I love that about you. So where's your organization now? So you came out
So,
in 2018. Where are you at now?
so came on 2018. Organizational size as of today is 910 agents. Such
Congrats.
such a blessing to have that. And like I said, initially I wasn't looking to build. I was just looking to join this company and keep trucking along the way that I was with an additional benefit of
Yeah.
having some stock. But it's important to. I think that joining EXP is a two-step process, and everyone should kind of recognize this. Number one is to get in, enjoy the training, enjoy the tools, enjoy the technology, enjoy getting the stock, enjoy everything that we have. But also, secondly, you got to get into the right environments. Like you got to get into the environments of these events. Because once you go to these events, that's when you really kind of see what we have to offer. That's when you really see what you're a part of. Going to EXPCon, going to the shareholder summit, going to Brent Gold's events. Like you got to get to those events. So my first event, so I joined in September, and then I went to a small mastermind event in Key West, Florida, in November. And that's where Brent Gold was there, Jay Kinder was there, Gene Frederick was there. And it was like, boom, light bulb went off.
Yeah. So I want to pause again, because I say all the time, events build belief, events do the heavy lifting. We've heard that, but I think a lot of times we don't give that enough credit. because, could you have found information on your own that would have led to the same value of you got exposed to at that event? Is it even possible?
I could have found the information, the data. I could have found the words and the same. I could have found that same stuff that sometimes we're talking to people and they say, "Can you send me this?
Yeah.
Send me." It's different. It's different. But no, you can't get that same thing just by looking it up online. You got to be physically in the room, physically in the space. We can't even we're on this Zoom call. We won't even get as much on this Zoom call as we would if we was face to face. It's just something about being in the right room.
That's true. And the other piece of it is you never know who's going to connect with who, right? I'm not the holy grail to the three-way call for everybody. Don and Tom and myself and Matthew and all these other leaders, they may have a different connection with people along the way. So that's why we want to expose them to the organization, expose them to the leaders, which comes into the events. And all these things really, you just never know what that one thing that's going to gravitate to that person. And looking at the big picture is always the benefit to that. So you've got a beautiful organization, 910, you're blessed, like you said. Congratulations. That's amazing growth. What are you telling your new people joining your organization to do? So that say they raise their hand, say, okay, I do want to attract, I do want to grow an organization. I want to take advantage of this model, right? It's up to them. Only 15% of the whole company is in agent attraction posture and getting revenue share. So it's that 80-20 principle again. So they're the 20%, they put their hand up. What's a direction for you to get them started?
Yeah, so really just honestly making it to where it doesn't seem so much of a huge task to accomplish. And it's simple. I mean, we're real estate agents. We're here to help our clients buy and sell properties. Anytime we do a transaction, we're going to come in contact with somebody else that we're working with on that transaction. Just start small. Add the one thing of just mentioning this opportunity to another real estate agent. Just start there. Start small. Hey, we worked on this transaction together. You were really cool to work with. I want to share something with you. I believe that this company has done something that nobody else has done. They've solved the problems that agents have that we didn't even know we had. And that is having the ability to say, how much is this commission check worth today for this property we just sold on a month ago. We just closed on a month ago.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like Brent Gold I think I heard Brent Gold say that in the first video that I watched, the first EXP Explained, and it stuck with me. So just being simple. And then also knowing that you don't have to be the one to know all the information. Like you don't have to be the one that can deliver a dynamic presentation. Just find a way to add value to another agent. So one of our main ways of attracting is literally just having agents connect with the agents that they know and inviting them to our trainings that we have, our Zoom calls that we have, putting them inside of your reach and sending them a text message every single time we got something going on. Like it's not every now and then you got somebody who's going to just sign up. It happens.
Yeah.
But for the most part, it's a relationship building process. And we just tell everybody to add that one thing to your daily process.
I love that. You're very chill, man. Are you always like this? Just cool customers, chill?
I don't know.
I've seen you light it up a little bit on the stage, so I know you got juice in you. But, I love what you said, because number one, be really simple about it. Don't overcomplicate this. That's typically what we see is just really trying to overcomplicate or reinvent the wheel when it doesn't need to be done. Follow Brent's simple system, right? Make a list, call the list, real simple, follow up with the list, right? It sounds too simple to be true. But you also said you don't have to be the one with all the info. Common mistake I see from a coach's perspective, because I coach people in agent attraction specifically, is they try to learn everything so they can have every answer to every question. What happens is you become unduplicatable, right? So even if you are, Levi is the ultimate PhD, you are the smartest guy on the planet on EXP. If you're that one person, they're looking at Levi going, I can't do what Levi does. But if Levi's like you are, and you just go, hey, EXP, what's that stand for? That's a really good question. I think I know, but I do know somebody that knows, man. Gene Frederick's on the board of directors. He's going to know. Can I connect you with Gene?
Yeah.
Right. So then you could connect somebody with no problem. You could hit play on a video with no problem. That's duplicatable, right?
Right. And it's so very important to realize that, and to not realize, but believe. I believe that we are the company that we are today because of everybody that's here. Like, if all of us was Brent Gold, can y'all imagine how crazy this company would be?
Oh man.
If everybody was a Randy Bird or a Gene Frederick, like, because you are you, that's what makes us who we are. And the thing about it is, because we collaborate so much, because we get together in rooms together so much, because we're on Zoom so much, that's a great thing. But the other thing that can sneak in, my mom calls it the enemy. Like, the enemy will sneak in and make you start to believe that you got to be like somebody else.
Wow, let that sink in for a minute, everybody.
But just continue to do you. And it's nothing wrong with taking tips and taking strengths and taking advice and taking something that someone else does and putting it into your process, but don't lose you and don't stop what you're doing. Like, when I was going to these events, I would be going and I would be doing something, and I would go and I would hear something, I would come back and just completely stop what I was doing and try to do what somebody else is doing. But that's not the right way to go about it.
Yeah.
So just be genuine, stay true to yourself, be you, because at the end of the day, I will probably be more relatable to way more people than a mega team leader would. I could probably relate to a lot of more agents than a multi-million-dollar producer.
Well, and also, Levi, what I see is and what you said is really, really powerful for people if they hear it, right? If you absorb it and you hear it, because if you're authentically yourself, you're going to attract an avatar that's attracted to you. If you're out of your authenticity and you're putting something out there that you're not, you've got to live to that forever, because that's who you're attracting to, is that particular person.
Right.
And so I see that as a real challenge for people of living in their integrity, living in who they are. And there's a lot of different flavors for people, right? You're going to attract your flavor, and you're going to attract the people that are attracted to you. And then you can build a tribe that is unstoppable.
Yeah. Real recognize real.
Yeah, totally. I love that. I'm half hood, half holy, and that's always a balance, man. I'm from the hood. I'm from East LA and Compton, and but I also I want to be this. I want to be the human being that I deserve to be, that I'm meant to be, that I'm capable of being. But sometimes it feels like there's this rub. There's this rub of, oh, I don't want somebody seeing this side of me because they might be on that side. But when you're authentically yourself, good and bad, we're all flawed, then you don't have to hide from that. Right?
Absolutely.
It's going to repel some. It's going to repel some, and it's going to attract others. But then you're in complete integrity with your growth of your organization, and then you create a tribe that's unbreakable. And you've created that. You've got a tribe that is very powerful. I love that. So as we kind of wrap up, why don't you, if you wouldn't mind, give the people on the call today, we got almost 20 people here, what are like step 1, 2, and 3 if they want to re-engage in their business? Say they only have 4 or 5 or 0 or 100, but they're looking to re-engage and take advantage of this market that the agents are struggling. The conversations are a hell of a lot easier than they used to be. Right? Because over the last 2 years, the market was on fire and they had no time to even call or talk to us or otherwise. We have the attention now of a lot more agents. Why don't you, to put you on the spot, give us 1, 2, 3 tips or strategies or tactics that you would have the folks put together to get started into momentum in their business?
I was literally just kind of thinking this week on what we can do. And I think it's more about changing the message. Like right now, we're all changing the message for our clients. We're changing the message. We need to change our offer. And if we're changing our offer to the client if we're trying to tell our clients how to sell their properties in this market,
Right.
or how to buy their properties the best way in this market, it's the same message. That's the same message that we need to be sending out to real estate agents. And all you're doing is you're switching it up a little bit and letting real estate agents know, hey, come listen in, come attend our trainings. Let me talk to you. Let me tell you what we're doing to help our buyers and sellers be successful in this market. So change the offer, change the message, and people will automatically be attracted to you, and double down on that. Like that, I think that's very important. The other thing is the list. Make the list. That never has changed. Make your list. If it's people that you've reached out to before that may not have been interested before, they probably will be a little bit more interested now. And tell your success. Let them know, hey, I know I reached out to you before. At that time you wasn't interested, but the market's getting pretty tough, and I just looked and I got about 20K I can put my hands on right now if I wanted to. And I was thinking, every agent deserves that opportunity. You sell more homes than me, or so you could maybe do more than that, but let me just show you this. Just be real. Like, be real with people.
I love that, man.
Just be real with them.
I really appreciate that. I think you brought us down to ground level instead of hype. It's just, it really is the foundational conversations that you can have with people. And you come off very authentic and being real. And you've obviously had a lot of success, Levi. So we know what you're doing is working. And you're absolutely right. I love that. Change the offer, change the message, because the clients changed, right? The buyers and sellers have changed in this market. So have the agents. If
Absolutely.
they're not having 30, 40, 50, 60% swing in their business, they're an anomaly right now. So most people are having that. And there's a different conversation to be had around that. And really look for the needs analysis, not from a place of pain points that you can poke them in the ribs on, but what about if you do change somebody's life? What about if EXP and your relationship conversation or, attraction dialogue changes their life and what's available for them? That's really where the secret sauce is, and double down on that.
Yep. And I know we're wrapping it up. I want to say this one thing.
Yeah.
Just really know this model enough to where you believe in it. Like, you got to believe yourself first that it can change your life. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's hard to believe that initially without experiencing it, but I believe it way more now because I've experienced it. I got the stock, I got the revenue share, I got the people in the organization. My belief is out of control now. But just believing it. And when you believe it, when you know it to be true, it's going to automatically come out the way it needs to come out. And it only takes, and then everybody else is going to come. Like, I'm partnered with Dan Hillsman, I'm partnered with Andre LaFountain. Like, those my boys. That's my crew. That's my tribe. It only takes one or two people to partner with, and it's off to the races.
It is. And this is one of the only companies where you're happy when the people below you organizationally outpace and outgrow and outbuild you, right? This is a one-win, all-win thing. So I love that. I'm going to summarize this as we wrap up. Change the offer, change the message, right? That was a big deal. Keep it really simple. Double down on that right now more than ever. And believe in the model. I think that's the takeaway, because if you're a 5, you cannot attract. You're going to have demons that crop into your belief system that aren't going to allow you to attract. There's going to be things that come up that allow you to get away from it, right? So keep pouring into your belief system until you get to be a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9. And when you really get to be that 10 or a 9, then you're ready to start attracting. Because if you're not, everything that comes as an objection is going to be taken because it's reinforcing that you're a 5, that you don't believe in it yet. I love that. And then making your list. It sounds simple, but I had to make my own list today. You have to make a list to prepare for who you're going to connect with. I have a CRM. We use CRM Grow as well. I have an app. Levi, you probably don't know about it. I'm going to share it real quick before we wrap up. But I have an app that is made specifically it's $5 a month. It keeps track of what you do on a daily basis. And so it's just like a boss.life, right? So if anybody wants that, just go to the App Store, likeaboss.life. And, it's a $5 app that says, make your list of 10 people, research your list, call 2 people. It's just a really simple platform for you to follow. But listen, I really appreciate you, Levi. Thank you for being here. Can't wait to see you at the next event. And hopefully you'll be on stage again, entertaining us, because that was still my girlfriend, Kirsty, that's on the call now. You're still her favorite person, favorite speaker. I'm going to embarrass her, but you're making a difference. You're changing lives in the company, and we just appreciate you being here and supporting us.
Thank you. I appreciate you having me.
You're welcome to stay, but you're also welcome to pop off. It's totally up to you. We're going to go off the record now as far as the recording, and we're going to get to doing business. So we're going to make